Welcome, my fellow Serolians. Today marks an historical moment for the UK. Why is that? Well, today is the 4th of July, which, in America, that'll be Independence Day. But in the UK, Super Saturday. Super Saturday is a term they've coined because most establishments are going to be open, barbershops, pubs. In fact, government gave guidelines that the pubs could be open from like 6 a.m. in the morning. Some people think that's a recipe for disaster. I mean, let's face it, all around the world, Brits are known for their lousy behavior when it comes to alcohol consumption. And there's been a lot of mixed feelings about this because, on one hand, you've got pubs, you've got barbershops that are open, but then spas, nail parlors, gyms, they are still under lockdown. So you can go and get a trim, but you can't go to the gym and you can't get your nails did. And I'll be honest, I can see the concerns that some people may have about this whole Super Saturday, even the fact that it's called Super Saturday. I don't know who came up with that idea of Super Saturday, but the very name of it just suggests that people are going to go overboard. People are just going to really go in on it. I mean, we've been on lockdown for over 3 months actually. And so it's almost like a nice release. And in fact, when you think what's actually happened in the past few months, we've had block parties. You saw what happened in Bournemouth. It was rampacked. And just a lot of crazy shit happening during this lockdown. People just want to let off steam. So now that the government have given the go-ahead for pubs to be open and all sorts of other like restaurants, eateries, it's got people, some people feeling nervous, others thinking, no, it's good, gonna get the economy rolling. We all know how the UK economy has taken a major battering. That's no secret. In fact, I mean, all around the globe, all around the world, this has happened, and the UK has not been an exception. I mean, for example, the FTSE 100, which is a representation of the biggest 100 companies in the UK, it took a massive dive in March, and even though it's been slowly recovering, it hasn't actually reached back to its peak since February or even 2019. And even then, those levels weren't deemed that high. So the fact that it's below that is is a big concern. And with the likes of people losing their jobs, people being furloughed, it's just an unfortunate situation, and the economy is just in a state. So I can understand that the government, they're eager to get things open again. So there's a trade-off between health and wealth. But of course, if the economy can't roll back, if it can't start to recover, then these handouts, they can't go on forever. And even now, even though the government have given out handouts, there's been people who have still been marginalized, and they're suffering, and it's just a really, really sad situation. So obviously, of course, I can understand that the government need to start getting things going again. But I don't know, people question whether now is the right time. I mean, the Bank of England, they have, they've lowered the interest rates, so cost of borrowing is at one of its lowest points, which is good because cheap borrowing means more spending. More spending means, try to recover that economy, bring things up again, stimulate that growth. And obviously they've also done this whole quantitative easing, which essentially is just printing out more money and buying off government bonds. In a short term, it's good because obviously it stimulates growth. But again, in the long term, if that keeps going on, inflation will rise. And why will inflation rise? Well, of course, if there's a lot of money in circulation and the supply of goods stays the same, the demand for those goods are going to go up, because obviously there's more money in circulation, more people can afford. And with that, prices just go up, inflation goes up. So in the long run, it's not, it's almost like a band-aid, what the government are doing right now. So be interesting to see how things will progress in the coming weeks, months, maybe years. I've been living in Croydon for about 14 years and I've only just discovered this place here. Nice open field, brick fields, meadows, which is not even far from, actually not far from where I stay. Massive green space. Kind of beats going into central London where there's just loads of people out enjoying the sunshine. I mean, there isn't much of sunshine today, although it's rather humid. Looks like it's gonna rain. But anyway, back to the point that we were discussing with COVID. So my initial thoughts when this whole situation happened, I didn't take it seriously. In fact, some of you may know that when we were approaching lockdown, I was still in the gym, going hard, just doing what I needed to do. I was doing my restaurant reviews. I was not stopping for nobody. And the reason for that was I didn't take the virus that serious. In fact, I just looked at it as like it was a common cold. Obviously, there was a lot of misinformation out there and some people were really scared and others not so scared. I mean, for me, I've never really been that worried. And even now, I mean, my perception has changed about the whole situation. Like I try to do my part in terms of social distancing. I do take it more seriously. And with that being said, this lockdown easing means nothing to me. And I'll tell you why. Like I said already, the government, they need the economy to recover. So allowing some businesses to go back to doing what they need to do and allowing people to have that kind of release. I guess for some, let's say it's too soon, but for others will say it needs to happen. Like, you know, we're not living in a nanny state. And so people can make the decisions and judgments for themselves, whether they want to actually partake in that lockdown easing. So it gives us a choice. Some people may decide they want to go to the pub. They want to go and have a trim. Me, I don't care. Like, see me here? I haven't had a trim in over 3 months, and I could do this another 3 months. It doesn't really bother me at all. And yeah, with the restaurant reviews, obviously I've dialed that down. I've been doing more recipes at home, reviews here and there, but they're not really restaurant reviews. They're more like takeout reviews, and that's going to continue for a while at least. I'm treating this lockdown easing as a social experiment, if you like. Basically, I want to see what's the impact. Once everyone starts, you know, flirting with death, no, I'm joking. Once everyone is actually going about their business, doing what they need to do, going to the shops, going to the barber shops, going to restaurants, doing all those, you know, all these things that we take for granted on a normal day-to-day basis, I want to see what actually happens with the figures. Do they continue to decline, or do they start to skyrocket up? Because if it starts to go up, then I know that I was right in being more conservative, which is what I'm going to do. That is my approach, being more conservative. If it continues to climb down, then yeah, I'll start to partake in society and do my little part. I mean, I go out every day. I don't, to be honest, I don't really see the point of wearing masks outdoors like here. I think it's just my personal opinion. I think it's stupid because, you know, you're out in the open. But obviously when you go into like a crowded area, an enclosed space, I get the logic of the face mask, but outdoors, I don't really see the point. Unless everyone's doing it en masse, Nah. So for me, that's a no. I mean, I've been going out every day, going for walks. I've been doing my runs again. I downloaded an Adidas app, and it's really motivated me to run. So much so that I'm actually enjoying it now, and bought some new training shoes, some new running shoes rather, because the shoes I was using before, they weren't really primed for running, and I started to get them shin splints. So taking like a week off so I can recover and then get back at it. So yeah, it's been really good. I've been really fortunate in the sense that my workplace, they've been very accommodative. Like, they've not really made it mandatory for anyone to come into the office. So been working from home, and I've actually quite enjoyed it, even though at the same time I've actually worked more, because the fact that you're at home, you're not going out. But then it's nice having that flexibility. So sometimes I'll just come off the screen and I'll log off for 2 hours, but I'll make the time up, because maybe I'll do a little bit in the evening or whatever. But it's nice having that option. And I think once this whole COVID thing blows over, I'm definitely going to champion doing maybe 2-3 days working from home. It's saving a lot of money. I have saved so much money not taking public transportation. Can you imagine? I've saved so much money. It feels good just looking at my wallet and seeing it grow. Well, looking at my bank account rather, and watching it grow. And yeah, I've been doing a lot of things to keep myself occupied, right? Not just editing my videos and making these vlogs, but I've also been doing a lot of research and investments, trying to get into, well, I'm already investing in index funds and trusts and stuff like that. I'm trying to get more comfortable with stocks, as they are more risky. So I've been doing that. I've been doing a lot of reading on Black history, UK, British Black history, because let's just say, when this whole George Floyd situation happened and everyone was speaking about, the injustices against not just black people, but people of color in not just this country, but all around the world, it was quite encouraging seeing everyone speak about it, rather than keeping it on the hush hush. Because, for a long time, people of color felt like they couldn't really speak. Like, if they speak, it's almost like, oh, you're throwing that race card thing again. So it was quite empowering. And through that, I started to read some books. One of the books I read was a book by Rennie Edo-Lodge. What's the book called? Why I'm no longer speaking to white people about race, which is kind of funny, because in the book she's actually speaking to white people about race. So yeah, that's a bit of a weird one. I've also downloaded a Carla's book. It's about history as well. I haven't actually listened to that one. So that one's an audio book, actually. Should be a good listen. But yeah, I've been doing a lot of reading, doing a lot of research. I'm going to keep doing these vlogs. I'm going to continue to do these food reviews. Just that they have to slow down for now because of this whole COVID situation. Once I feel everything is, whatever you call it, the R is continues to decline, then my decision may change. I'm thinking probably, let's say August, September. I was actually supposed to go on a trip to Ibiza with the lads this year. It was actually supposed to occur this month, but that got cancelled. We're hoping to reschedule that next year. And the reason why next year is because even though they are easing with the whole Spain and Italy, I just feel like, what is the point? The whole point of traveling is for the vibe, and I think that this whole COVID blanket is just going to dampen that vibe. So it's just going to be a situation next year, but I'm planning to do a lot more trips, and I'll get you guys covered. And finally, there is one travel vlog that I still have not released yet. I've just been so caught up with other things. Last year was I think it was September, traveled with the family to Morocco. I haven't released that vlog yet, but I am working on it, and it will drop soon. It will drop soon, I promise you guys. But anyway, that's going to be it for today. Enjoy your Super Saturday.